Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining for this today's session about ACCA Dip-IFR, Diploma in International Financial Reporting. Agenda for today, what we are going to discuss. I will start with explaining a little bit about myself, although that is probably not really very important, but this is part of the process. So I will be or I am your tutor actually for Dip-IFR. Most of you people are already enrolled in our course. So number one thing is introduction to myself a little bit. Then introduction to this diploma in IFRS qualification, importance of this qualification, and why it was introduced by ACCA. Why should people do it? Who should who should do it? Then we'll briefly discuss about the syllabus. That is not going to take more time, but we will spend more time on exam preparation strategy. How should you prepare for your diploma in IFRS qualification? How to pass it successfully? What are the do's and don'ts? Which things you should focus on? And finally, we will end it with how to register yourself on the ACCA website. I will show you live on ACCA website how to register yourself, because this is also one question students they ask. When should that registration begin? What are the documents? What is the fee, and etc. And finally, I will take your question answers if you have any. Okay. So this is the agenda for today. It seems like that probably with including question answer, probably the session will go to approximately 90 minutes. 40 minutes I will take, 30, 35, 40 minutes I will take, and then another 30 minutes I will give to 40 minutes to answering to your questions. Okay. So ACCA DipIFR, Diploma in International Financial Reporting Standards. First, about myself, Syed Ali. I write it in short. The full name is very long. The full name is Syed Muhammad Ali. Qualified accounting professional with 3 qualifications: MBA, ACCA, and CIMA. Industry experience of over 20 years. I have worked, like most of you people, I also started my career like with a junior position, and then, progressing, I don't know, by luck or somehow, until the position of a CFO in oil and gas in a multinational organization. I've been teaching IFRS since 2007. I can say that probably I am the only one who is teaching IFRS for so long, for almost 2 decades, because a lot of people who started teaching with me at that time, they stopped teaching. I somehow have passion for that, for teaching, so I never stopped teaching. I've been working, and in parallel, I've been teaching. So I was working and teaching both of them. So that was, I mean, pretty much tough. I mean, when you have a 5 days, full-time job, full-time work position, and then you have to teach as well. So it was quite challenging, but somehow I did it. So it's almost 20 years now that I've been teaching IFRS. One of the few teachers for almost 2 decades. Yeah, that's true. Because, I mean, when I say it's not about teaching accounting, teaching the diploma in, diploma in IFRS, I specifically mention. Otherwise, accounting teachers have been teaching for 30 years accounting. I know people who have been teaching accounting and finance for a much longer period, but I'm speaking about reference to this diploma in IFRS. I've been a corporate training for literally hundreds of international organizations. I still do corporate trainings. I've taught more than 50,000 accounting and finance professionals. Actually, the number is probably much bigger, but 50,000, I just put a benchmark. I have a course which is globally bestseller course on IFRS. 26,000 students are registered in this course. 11,000 students are currently active. There are more than 6,000 reviews, out of which 4,500 reviews are 5-star with an average rating of 4.8. 4.8 out of a 5 for a tutor. We need always appreciation. It is very important for teachers to get recognition and appreciation in form of reviews, and we like it when we get it. Finally, I have been an IFRS consultant for almost 8 or 9 years. with the World Bank and with EBRD, and the profile for that consulting profile was the IFRS standards. I mean, application of IFRS, transition of IFRS, and financial management. So these are the two major areas which I see: financial reporting and financial management. And then I've been doing quite a lot of corporate consulting projects as well. So this is about myself. Um, about ACCA DipIFR. So first I should tell you now, thing is that I probably, because I'm using the slides um, so that I do not skip something, but sometimes the order of information might change. Let me tell you this qualification DipIFR. It was introduced in 2005. The purpose of introducing this qualification, first you understand the purpose, and then you will, what was the objective behind. So because what was happening that IASB wanted was promoting IFRS standards. So IFRS standards are not by ACCA. IFRS standards are by IASB. So IASB is working and promoting the IFRS standards. And for promoting these IFRS standards and to convince different countries to adopt IFRS standards, they of course need people who should be implementing these new standards, who should be the experts of these new accounting standards. So they collaborated with ACCA because ACCA is the largest accounting body. Um, so to include IFRS as part of their qualification. And therefore, when you are studying ACCA, so the subjects which are for financial reporting, like ACCA F3, FR, or SBR, they are based on IFRS. So ACCA incorporated the IFRS accounting standards in their financial reporting subjects, financial accounting and financial reporting subjects. But then the issue was that a lot of people do not want to do ACCA. So imagine, so I'll give you a real life example. So a country called, let's suppose maybe Kazakhstan, they want to, or maybe even Turkey, let's call it. So they want to adopt IFRS standard. They want to do a transition to IFRS standards. So they need to have people who are competent in IFRS so that they can apply and implement the IFRS. So there are hundreds and thousands and probably hundreds of thousands of accountants. You cannot convince all of them to go and do ACCA, which has 13 exams now. Previously, it was 14 exams. Now it is 13. So you cannot tell them that, okay, go and do ACCA. Because within ACCA, you have, financial accounting and reporting. You've got financial management, you've got audit, you've got tax, you've got strategy, you've got law. There are many other things which people really do not need. So they said, okay, let's create a qualification which is not as long as ACCA professional qualification of 13 papers, which has only one exam and which can be, which is only focusing on IFRS. So the purpose of creating this diploma in IFRS is for those people who do not want to do ACCA, and they do need to be qualified in IFRS knowledge. So this qualification was created for them, that you don't do ACCA. You already have done your bachelor's in your university. You have done master's from in accounting or finance from your university. Maybe you have studied 10, 15, 20 years ago. You are a working professional. You are 35 years, you are 40 years. We cannot tell you that if you want to learn IFRS, you must do the entire ACCA. That does not make sense. So that was an individual independent qualification which is stand alone that was created. So who are doing it? And by the way, this is the only qualification by ACCA which is offered in languages other than English as well. For example, people are doing DipIFR in Russian language as well. So this is the only qualification by ACCA which is offered in multiple languages. Okay, the objective is the same. So people who are, in Russian-speaking countries, which is Russia itself, and then there are so many other, CIS states where people they speak Russian language, like Azerbaijan, like Kazakhstan, and many other. So they want to learn IFRS. You cannot tell them that first you go and learn English language and then you do IFRS. No, it does not make sense. So IASB wants them to no IFRS standards, so let's do it in your own language. So IFRS Diploma is available in Russian language as well for all those people who are coming from those countries. So this is like the background, that to promote IFRS and to give people a short route, like 6 months. Do your preparation in 6 months and pass the exam and get your diploma. Okay. Now, it is designed for working professionals with minimum 2 years of experience in accounting and finance. I said 2 years, so it is like 2 years or 3 years. What does that mean? If you have a relevant accounting qualification, you need 2 years experience to show in order to take exam. If you do not have relevant accounting experience or if, I mean you should have actually, by the way, a bachelor's degree is required, but you don't have a bachelor's degree in accounting, or maybe the bachelor's degree is not considered as relevant by the ACCA, then you need to have 3 years experience. So minimum 2 years or 3 years. So it means that people who are just beginners, it is not for them. So you should have minimum 2 to 3 years of experience. I have seen that most of the people who are doing or taking this diploma, they usually have 5+ years of experience. Internationally recognized qualification in over 180 countries. So that's a big benefit. It has worldwide recognition. All those countries where IFRS is there, diploma IFRS has immense value. Now, who should do it? I will explain. Why you should do it? I will explain. There is only one exam which you need to pass, and the time which is taken is probably 4 to 5 months of preparation. I would say that it takes 150 to 170 hours total time for learning and practicing and getting ready for exam. Okay. Covers IFRS part from this. So what they have done when they created this qualification, the idea was that whatever IFRS knowledge you have in your ACCA professional qualification, that knowledge is taken out and this separate qualification is created. So it is only focusing on IFRS. And once you pass your DIP-IFR exam, it gives you exemption to ACCA-FR, only one paper. Actually, historically, until 2015 or 16, I would say, DIP-IFR was giving two exemptions from ACCA, F3 and F7. So I remember that because I've been teaching this thing for so long. So I have been through this journey. I know that previously ACCA used to give two exemptions, F3, F7. Then ACCA only started giving one, which is FR, which is F7. Average time to complete is 4 to 5 months. And weekly effort, now it is total time 4 to 5 months. So, but 4 to 5 months of what? Should I study from morning till evening or what? So I would suggest that 10 to 12 hours per week you should allocate. Okay. Um, I tell you that if those people who delay it too much, they say, okay, I'm going to do it in 1 year, they cannot do it. If you do it in 6 months, you do it. If you don't do it in 6 months, then probably there is a lack of motivation, then you might not be able to do it. So those people who really want to get this qualification, I suggest that they should start giving 10 to 12 hours per week. And if you give 10 to 12 hours per week, you will get ready in 4 to 5 months and then you can take exam. It is suitable for accountants, senior accountants, chief accountants, finance managers, independent consultants, and auditors. See, now here I will speak a little bit, which might be a separate thing, but let me share it, that opinion, it is relevant here. I have seen people who are stuck in their career. They are like somebody is doing receivable accountant. He's 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. He has been, working as a receivable accountant, which is unfortunate because he is in the accounting department, but he has not been, the part of the process of preparing financial statements. And he really does not know much about other sides of accounting other than the receivable thing which he's doing. Some people I see, I have literally many examples where somebody comes up and says, I've been a payroll accountant for the last 12 years. I say, congratulations, you have wasted your 11 years. Because payroll, you actually learned in the first 1 year. The remaining of the time period, So payroll you learned in 1 year or 2 years. Rest of the 10 years you have been doing repetition. So this is a very unfortunate scenario which happens with the working accountants. Unfortunately, companies they want to keep people, especially in large organizations. They say, "Oh, that guy is very good in payroll. Over the year, he has become very fast. Let him do the payroll thing." And they will, they would like you, they would love to. So your manager would love to work, keep you in the payroll position for the next 20 years because he is happy you are working here, you have managed the job, but it is not good for you. So you want to struggle, you want to, how to say, um, progress in your career. You want to become from accountant to senior accountant to chief accountant to finance manager, and you have not seen those things. So now you are stuck. You say, I've been in accounting department for 10 years. I'm a senior accountant, but I want to become chief accountant. But in order to become chief accountant, you need to have the IFRS knowledge and you need to have experience, which you have not, which you do not have. So at least getting this qualification will put you in a position where you have this confidence that although I have not prepared the financial statements at my work, but at least I know how to prepare them because I didn't get the experience from my job, but I got the knowledge from the diploma. And then you switch the company, and then this is what I say to people, that either you negotiate with your manager to put you into some other position, or otherwise leave the job, because this company is not going to develop you as a successful professional. Anyways, in order to switch the job, you need to have some qualification. So this thing will help you a lot. This is one type of people who are doing this qualification. They want to improve in the career. Another type of people are those who probably are qualified, but they have not refreshed their knowledge for a long term. And they come back and they say, okay, we want to refresh only the IFRS part of knowledge. I did my MSc accounting, BSc accounting, and sometimes people are coming who have done their ACCA as well. Oh, I completed ACCA 10 years ago, but at that time when I did it, probably I did not do it in that detail, the IFRS part of thing, which I want to do now. And they do it again, only the DIP-IFR. This is another scenario. Then you also have people who are qualified chartered accountant from India. So somebody who is a qualified chartered accountant, he is a CA. He's a CA India. But the thing is that the accounting which he learned as part of this qualification as CA chartered accountant, that is Indian GAAP. So he is very good. He's an expert in accounting. He's a chartered accountant, but he's an expert in Indian GAAP. He's not an expert in IFRS. So I've got literally hundreds of students who are actually either fully qualified chartered accountants or partial qualified chartered accountants from India. Only from India, I'm mentioning. I mean, there are other countries as well, but hundreds. When I said one number, so that's from India, which I make a reference to. So they say, okay, I'm a qualified chartered accountant, but I want to, if I want to go to some multinational who is not using the my local gap, they are using IFRS, so I need to have IFRS knowledge. So there are different use cases of this qualification. A lot of people come from this background. And of course, finance managers, independent consultants, auditors, so on. Why DIP-IFR? Expertise in IFRS is a prerequisite for accounting and finance professional. Now, in some countries, actually, I have seen, I don't want to name the countries here, but at least there are 3 countries in my knowledge who have made it mandatory that you should have your local, some type of, in order to become a chief accountant, you need to pass a local accounting exam. You need to pass a local accounting exam. And you are given a degree which is, or a diploma which is given by the local accounting body, but that exam is actually based on IFRS. So there is a country X, they say that you are an accountant, you want to become chief accountant, you have to pass this exam. This is a local accounting body, they say you pass the exam, only then you become chief accountant, because chief accountants have to put signatures, so only then you become it. Okay. But then I say that, okay, what is this exam based on? They say the exam is based on IFRS. Go and study IFRS, come and take this exam in our local language, and you will be done. So this is actually, it is becoming mandatory now. Before it was like optional, but in recent years, I have seen, probably in last few years, that it is becoming kind of a compulsory or a mandatory thing. It provides recognition that you are an expert. By ACCA says that this person is expert in preparing, financial statements based on IFRS. Immediate boost to your CV. It's very important, by the way. Sometimes people, they come in, they say that, I did my BCom, I did my master's or bachelor's in university. Should I do ACCA now? I say, wait a minute. Don't start with ACCA like 3 years long journey. First, do this DIP-IFR, which is financial reporting. This is what you are doing, and it will give you immediate boost. Once you are done with IFRS, and if you have motivation and energy, then you go for the longer journey of ACCA. But don't start with ACCA right away. So those people who have been away from books for probably 10, 12 years, we have a lot of students who are 35 plus age bracket, okay, 35 years plus. And I asked them that when did you take your last exam? And somebody says, oh, my last exam was probably 17 years ago. Actually, two 2 days ago, I had a meeting with a person, a very nice person working in a very good position. He said, I took a last exam 22 years ago, but I want to refresh. Where should I begin? I say, begin with DIP-IFR. It's one single paper. It is very much similar or relevant to what you do. You are an accounting professional, so it is not coming strange for you. Start with it. Take this exam. Once you are back to the track, you make yourself, familiar, or you adapt with sitting with the books again. And then once you finish this one exam, then you can think about, okay, some other qualification. So it's like a very good re-entry to the professional qualifications or academics. It helps with in promotion within the organization. It has great value. This is one diploma, but it has great value. It could be a best investment of your time and money. 3, 4 months. I mean, we have spent years and years. By the way, sometimes I get disappointed because find people who talk to me last time in 2021, sir, I want to do DIP-IFR. Then, oh, I got busy. In 22, they come back, oh, I want to do DIP-IFR. Should I begin? I say, yes, you begin. And then they disappear. 1 year later, they come back again. You know what? Remember, I met with you 2 years ago before COVID? I say, yeah, I remember. And then, oh, I want to do it again, sir. Now it's time to do. Don't do that. It is 4 to 5 months. Give it, done and dusted. It's just like one summer vacations, okay? It's not really very challenging. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, then throw it away. Either there are only two things. Either you are doing it or you are not doing it. Okay. In my opinion, if you are accounting and finance professional, you should be doing it. And doing it does not require some huge effort. It is just like 10 hours per week for next 4 to 5 months, and you are done with that. And then actually, once you are done with that, it puts a foundation for another journey of your career. DIP-IFR or IFRS qualification is it's such a huge you would give to yourself. It's a valuable gift you will give to yourself. Um, I don't want to say it, but if I don't do anything else, only IFRS, the knowledge of IFRS is enough for me for the rest of my life. It's very valuable gift. Exam, 3 hours exam. It is a computer-based exam, 3 hours exam. You can sit in from any location, book the exam within your location where you will be at that time, and just take exam online. Exam is held twice a year, first week of June and first week of December, generally 6th, 7th, or 8th of June, or maybe 6th, 7th, or 8th of December. Around these dates it happens. Result is announced in 6 weeks' time. So the June result comes around July 16th or 17th. December result is announced January 15, 16, and so on. Computer-based exam, 4 questions of 25 marks each. Pass marks are 50%. That is why I say that ACCA is the easiest of all international professional qualification, because all other qualifications CPA, CIMA, CMA, or CFA. Everything is 75% plus. Everything else is 75% plus. ACCA has been very kind that it says 50% plus. And everybody should get 50%. Question number one is always from consolidated financial statements. And DIP-IFR has only statement of financial position, which is balance sheet, and income statement, profit and loss. So DIP-IFR syllabus does not have cash flow consolidation. Cash flow is not included. Question 2 and question 3 will have part A, part B, part C with mix of standards. I will mention and I will discuss which standards are most popular there. Question 4 is also like ABC part. Again, IFRS standards. But question 4 is usually more of a discursive thing. So question number 4 is mostly subjective and written thing, not calculation part. Okay, this is the syllabus in detail. I don't want to read all of them standards. You know that revenue recognition and PPE, impairment, leases, intangible, goodwill, inventories, financial instruments, elements of financial statements, and so on. 37, IS 19, IS 12. I just want to continue. There is no purpose of reading them all. What I want to focus, I will stay there. Okay. So these things I'm just going a little bit faster. I will provide this presentation to everyone who registered for this meeting. Okay. So I will send this by email. No need to worry. And this syllabus is also mentioned on the course page of Vertex as well, on the DIP-IFR course page. Okay. So I'm just going fast on that. I don't want to read everything. Group consolidation. These are the standards which are for consolidation. For consolidation, what you need to remember, cash flow is not included. Sub-subsidiaries are not included. What is sub-subsidiary? Sub-subsidiary is like a parent buys a subsidiary and then a subsidiary buys another subsidiaries, S1, S2. This is called sub-subsidiary. So this one is also part of the group, but this one was not purchased by the parent directly. This one was purchased by S1. And then S1 was purchased by this one. This is not included. This is called sub-subsidiary. In DIP-IFR, you will have parent buys one subsidiary and then parent buys second subsidiary. So this is what you will have. Both subsidiaries are in direct ownership of the parent. Here, this is called sub-subsidiary. This is not included, number one. So this is number two. Cash flow is not included. Sub-subsidiary is not included, and this makes life easy. Then what is also not included is part disposal, and part acquisition, which means that probably you had a subsidiary with 80% interest, and then you sell 40% of that, and now it becomes 40%, so it becomes an associate. So what happened that the status, the boundary of control was changed during the year. So from 80%, you are becoming 40%, you are selling. So this is called part disposal. Similarly, you might have part acquisition, like before you have 25% interest in something. So this was your associate. Then you add 50% more, and now you have 75%. So this becomes a subsidiary. This is associate. This is called part acquisition. So you are purchasing in parts. This is also not included. So part acquisition and part disposal are not included in DIP-IFR, and this is actually a good news for you people. I mean, you will be away from these difficulties. Key syllabus areas. Now, there are quite a lot of standards. You should be studying all of them, because DIP-IFR is not only about getting a diploma, it is actually something which you are using at work. So getting a piece of paper is not important, but rather than doing the work, doing work at work is more important. So anyways, you should be doing the entire syllabus. You should be covering the entire syllabus for the sake of getting the knowledge. But for the purpose of taking exam, these are the areas you should be focusing more. IS 12, which is tax and especially deferred tax, PPE, IS 19, employee benefit, impairment IS 36, provision 37, intangible 38, property IS 40, events after the reporting period IS 10, IS 24 related party disclosure, very important, IS 33 EPS. These are the IS standards which you should be specially focusing. Then you've got IFRS 2 share-based payment, 9 financial instrument, 15 revenue, 16 leases, and 18 the recent one. We just added the new lecture topics about the, which is replacing this IS1, presentation and disclosures in financial statement. IFRS 18 lectures are already available for this standard as well. It's the new edition, and this is definitely going to be tested. ACCA has this habit that whenever any new standard comes up, they immediately start testing people on this standard. So this is for sure those people who are going to take exam in December and June next year, all of you will see this question, you will see the application of IFRS 18 in exam. And then you've got four standards for consolidation, okay? IFRS 3, 10, 11, and 20, IS 28. So this is your focus area. I can guarantee you that your 80% or probably 85% of exam is from these standards. There are some standards which I have skipped, I have not mentioned. They might appear, and even if they appear, they would appear for 10-15%. But 85% of the exam is going to be from these areas. Okay. Required effort. This is very important. How much time do we need to prepare and pass this exam successfully? Total time is 140 to 160 or maybe 170 hours. It depends on your academic strength, because some people they have good accounting knowledge, maybe they recently qualified, maybe they or they are academically good, they see something and they grab it fast. Okay, so it depends on individual, but on average 150 hours approximately you need to give. Okay, where this hour goes, 140 hours approximately on topic videos, which I call lecture videos, where I have explained the standards. Then another 40-45 hours are for question videos, where I'm doing the past exam paper questions. They are on the portal. So approximately 80 hours of video content. I mean, 80 hours will go to the video content. Notes you should read. There is no need to go and study 600 pages long study text by BPP or Kaplan or some other source. If you read my notes on IFRS, which are given under each video lecture, that is enough for you. Okay. Practicing like another 50 hours. You should be doing practice questions almost 50 hours. This is very important, actually. A lot of people, why do they fail? Because they do this one, and they only give 20 hours here because time is not left. Okay. So they are late. So if I ask someone I'm just finishing the lectures. So they are giving, every time, every hour they have, they give it to this part. And then there is 10 days to exam or 1 week to exam, and they are only able to allocate 20 hours to practice. Ultimately, they fail in exam, because you need to make sure that if you are doing this, it is important. This is even more important. So you cannot compromise on this part. Okay. So anyone who is not giving 50 hours of practicing on their own, I don't have any expectation that they would pass the exam. It's very important, because when you do practice, not only that you learn, not only that you apply your knowledge, not only that you get confidence, but you also become fast. A lot of people, they come out of exam and they say that I was not able to finish the exam, or time was less. Time was not less, my friend. Time was enough. You were not fast enough. And why were you not fast enough? Because you did not do enough practice. Remember, doing practice makes you faster in doing that thing. Okay, so if you really want to complete exam in 3 hours, you need to do sufficient practice. And practice by keeping a watch with yourself. Okay, a lot of people here, let me tell you one secret. which is not a secret anymore. People, they practice to fail. A lot of people, they practice to fail. They don't practice to pass, they practice to fail. What does that mean? There is a question which you say, oh, today I want to do practice. Yeah, that's very good. I appreciate it. So you open up the book, you pick up a question, and that question is for, let's suppose this question is for 10 marks. Now, you know that in ACCA, you have 1.8 minutes for each question. So you should be doing this question in 18 minutes approximately. Okay. But you are sitting, you are reading the question in a very relaxed frame of mind. You read it once, you read it casually, then you read it second time because you didn't understand the first time. Maybe you just revisit it again, then you started doing it and you are thinking slowly or whatever. You are in a relaxed frame of mind. And what you do the question, but you do this question probably in 28 minutes instead of 18 or 20. You do it in 28 or 30 minutes. Let's call it like this. You should be doing it in 20 minutes. You do it in 30 minutes. Okay. You did not pay attention that I have spent 10 minutes more. Then next day, you do the same thing. Again, a 20-minute question, you are doing it in 30. Next day, again, you do the same thing. So you are actually training your mind to do a 20-minute task in 30 minutes. And you do this practice for 2 months. So for 2 months, you have been telling your mind to go slow, to interpret things slowly, and you are very relaxed. And then on one fine day, you go to exam, and now you ask your mind to do this 20-minute question in 20 minutes, and your mind refuses to do so because it was never trained to do so. So what happens that in exam, you again start giving 10 minutes extra to every question. And then you say that, you know what, I only could finish 3 questions. The fourth question I could not do. Because the fourth question you never practiced to do. You always were spending more time. So when you do practice, always make sure that keep a watch with you. So what will happen that on day one, a 10-minute, a 20-minute question, probably you will do in 30 minutes, but you have a realization that I have taken more time. So next day when you sit, you will do it in 28 minutes. Again, when you will sit, you will do it in 26 minutes because you are conscious about this issue. If you are not conscious, if you are not aware about this issue, you will be spending 30 minutes every time, which you should not be doing. So have a conscious, you know, this time spending, you should be conscious about that. I have to curtail it, I have to cut it down, and probably in after 1 month or after doing 20 questions, you know that I have to read fast, you know that I have to understand and absorb information while reading fast, and you know I have to be, I don't have to waste time while solving the question. I will do it as fast as possible because I've done practice for that. It is just like that you do practice for marathon and then somebody says go and do the sprint. You can't do it. You are training for marathon. So then you have to do that thing. So practicing is very important. Schedule depends on you. I can only advise 2 or 3 things. One thing which I say that don't set daily goals. Don't put yourself under pressure. Don't put yourself under stress. I don't like to take stress. I know DipIFR is very valuable. I have been telling you that it is very valuable. But even if it is very, very valuable, still, I will not compromise with my peace of mind. I will not like to take or put myself under stress for this qualification or even for a bigger than this qualification. First thing is my peace of mind. Don't put your everyday schedule. It is not possible. It is not realistic for working professionals. Many of you people who are doing DIPIFR, they are even married. So you've got a family, you've got a work, and you've got a qualification. 3 things to manage. Okay. Probably there is a fourth one as well. I don't know, which you know. Anyways, set your weekly goals. Okay. Weekly goal is 10 to 12 hours. This is my first advice. Second is 160 to 170 hours you need to do. So 160 to 170 hours divided by 10 to 12 weeks, 10 to 12 hours per week. And you should be finishing it between 4 to 5 months. The very important thing in ACCA or in any other qualification is discipline. Don't disappear for 2 weeks or for 3 weeks. Okay. This is the most important thing. Discipline. You have to create a discipline. Okay, Monday I'm not doing, but Tuesday I will do. So I've got a weekly target. I will finish it in that week. Okay. So weekly workload depends on the exam day. On average, 10 to 12 hours. Most people see, when I say that I have been doing it for 2007, this is something which you should, how many things have changed? How much you have grown up? What were you doing in 2007? I have been doing the same thing since then. This is 2025 today. It's a very long period. I have given almost half of my life to this thing. So I know what I'm speaking. I know what I'm talking. 4 to 5 months. Most people, they do it in this time. Some people, they cannot manage and they do it in the next attempt, which is right after this attempt. So if you do it in the first attempt or otherwise in the second attempt, you are done. If you are not done in these two attempts, then there is a very little possibility you will do it. I've not seen, because then people get demotivated, they get busy, they have got other things, they've got other priorities. Priorities change, preferences change, conditions change, situations change, then you will not do it. So, which means that one attempt take 4 to 5 months. Somehow you could not manage it. So you go to the next attempt, another 4 to 5 months, that's all. So it means 1 year. So 90% of those people who have taken this qualification with me, they are those people who have completed it from within 1 year, from day one to day last. Those who have, taken time more than this time period, most of them, they have actually left it. And then they start telling themselves, an excuse that what happens, even if I don't have degree, at least I learned a lot of knowledge, at least I learned many things. So then they find excuses to satisfy themselves, okay, which is not really good idea. Exam focus, understanding the requirement in the question, because a lot of time one question will have multiple requirements, okay. So 1, 2, and 3. There would be 3 requirements. So there are two lines of this is requirement number A, requirement number B, requirement number C. Requirement A has 9 marks, and actually this itself has the requirements. He asked you 3 things. For example, he asked you to discuss, calculate, and explain. I don't know. So it is total 9 marks. This is for 3 marks. This is for 3 marks. This is for 3 marks. You read it and understood this one. You read it and understood this one. And this one you totally ignored. You thought that there are only 2 things which he is asking. So you responded to 3 things. You got 2 marks out of 3 in this one. Then you got 2 marks out of 3 in the second one, which is reasonably good. If you get 2 marks out of 3, it is fair enough. So your total marks are 4. The third one you skipped. The third one was also for 3 marks. You did not even touch it. So this is 4 marks out of 9, which is not 50%. So you fail. So you did very good job here. You did very good job here, but you fail ultimately because you got 4 out of 9, which is not even 50%. So it's 40%. 4 out of 9 is, something less than 40% actually. Understand? Because you did not pay attention to the question. So pay attention to the question and understand the requirement. If there are 3 things he's asking, please respond to all those 3 things. Application and impact on the financial statements. Every accounting scenario which they give, it will have the impact on income statement and the balance sheet. So you have to calculate and you have to explain that what goes to profit and loss, what goes to the statement of financial position, and so on. Writing skills are very important. Drafting skills. This is not something which I can explain here, but I have several videos on your portal, and you can also learn it when you see me doing questions. and I explain how to draft it, how to begin it, and how to end it. Okay. So writing skills are important because exam is almost like 25% or 30% is the writing thing. It's not difficult. Writing skills are, I'm not saying that you have to write down some English essays, but the way it has to be explained professionally, that is mentioned in, or that is given in many of my question videos. Time management, I already have explained to you that you need to manage time. This is one big challenge faced by students. Most of the students, I would say, with all my knowledge from over 20 years and seeing thousands of students, I can say that probably 10% people say that they finished the paper. 90% do not finish. Why do they not finish? Either they don't know the knowledge, they don't know the question itself. So a topic comes which they do not know, or they don't have time. These are the two things. Students, they come, oh, question before, I knew what it was, I could have done, but I didn't have time. Or maybe some people come in and they say that I could not do question number 4 or maybe question number 2 because I didn't know you know, that standard or that thing. But 90% of people, they are unable to finish. They are going something like 80% of the exam. Somebody is doing 85% of the exam. Somebody even is doing 75%, even less of the exam. And by the way, it is not only about to do all of that, it is very important to do correct. I remember there was one student. He actually was working in a bank. And in banks, the accounting departments do not have a very, um he was in branch accounting actually mostly. So IFRS was not really there, but he was very motivated. I remember it is 2011 or 12, if I'm not mistaken. He came up and he said to me that, I attempted only 62 or 63% of the exam and he passed only by attempting. So he got 50 marks out of something 62 or 65, whatever. But he passed. But sometimes people, they come in and they say, I attempted 80% of the exam and they fail because whatever they wrote was not correct. So it's important to write maximum and complete all, but it is also important to, um, answer correctly. Technical articles you should read, examiner reports you should read, and so on. Okay, what is given with Vertex? I don't run live lessons for DipIFR, but I do have a complete recorded course, which you do. You get WhatsApp support. I'm sure many of you people are in my WhatsApp group. Whenever you ask a question, I have always responded. I have always responded your questions, and I still promise to do so. But live lessons, I do not do. I only give you um, the recorded course. Okay. Why I do not do live lessons? It's not very feasible for me, not suitable for me, and also not suitable for you people because most of you people are working professionals. You also cannot commit to a fixed schedule. Sometimes, okay, let's have a lesson on Tuesday, but Tuesday, some people, I mean, some of you people are busy at work, maybe at family, and so on. So the idea is flexibility. Idea is that you have to, I don't have to force you to study, you have to force yourself, you have to put yourself under discipline. Okay, resources I will provide, but discipline and commitment and motivation should come from your side. Okay. Then we have got different time zones. Okay, I say let's meet at this time, but you are at work at that time because we have time difference as much as 10 hours with some people. I know that when I say that it is 7 p.m. with me, and some of my students, they have 10 a.m. Literally, I mean, people in from Caribbean, they have like almost 10 hours time difference with me. Okay, lecture videos for complete syllabus you get, practice question videos you get, you already have complete study notes, you have study planner with mobile application. This is very important. Please download this thing. Um, Create your schedule on weekly basis. This mobile app will send you notification on certain days What are your schedule, that today you have to do lecture number 7, lecture number 8, lecture number 9. And once you start following the pattern, that's where you get discipline. You can't just say, okay, I will just leave it, and whenever it comes to my mind, whenever I remember, then I will do it. No, make a plan and then follow the plan. If you don't have a plan and if you don't follow the plan, things will not work out. Anything you do, you have to make a schedule. First thing is plan. Okay, so the study app will provide you this option that you will say, I want to study only on Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 4 days in a week. That's enough. Monday I will study for 1.5 hours, Wednesday I'll study for 1.5 hours, Saturday I'm going to do it for 3 hours, Sunday I will do for 2 hours. Based on this, I'm starting, let's suppose, on 1st of September, and I want to finish on 20th of November, whatever it is. And then it will create a schedule for these days and for these hours. And you can download it in PDF file, you can print it, and you can post it on your wall. And it has your application on the mobile phone, and it will send you notification on Monday that according to the plan, you should be doing lecture number 3 and lecture number 4 today. So that's a reminder. More than that, what do you expect? Should I send police to your place to remind you? I mean, a reminder should be a mobile reminder, not somebody really coming and knocking at your door. And once you have this reminder, then you should be mature enough, you should be committed and sensible enough that, oh, I've got to do it today, so I'm going to do it today. Chapter by chapter quizzes you will attempt. Quizzes are not, so your DipIFR exam does not have questions which are quiz type. You don't have ABC options, MCQs, OTQs, they are not. But in the course, I have included quizzes because quizzes is a quick way to check your knowledge. Checking not by myself, but checking it for you, that you have done a standard called IS 36 impairment. And now there is a quiz which has 10 questions on impairment. And you will immediately find out what have you learned, what are your weaknesses, are you able to calculate impairment or not? Are you able to, allocate the impairment loss to different classes of assets or not correctly? Can you calculate recoverable amount or not? So quizzes are very important. And then once you find out that you did 10 questions and you've got 6 out of 10 marks, 4 questions were wrong, and you will see the feedback, and you will have an opportunity to learn 4 things in 20 minutes. Fastest way of learning is quiz. Fastest way of learning is quiz, because this is a 10-mark quiz. 10 questions, 20 minutes or 25 minutes. And you get the feedback. Oh, these are the 4 things I probably didn't know. And I learned 4 new things today. Active tutor support over the WhatsApp group. Then you've got final mock exam, tutor review. Now comes ACCA DipIFR registration process. Exam registration process. Okay. Okay, now we need to discuss this ACCA DipIFR registration process. All of you will be doing your registration on your own. ACCA requires students to do the registration, plus you have to add your credit card numbers and your personal details. So I would suggest you do it yourself. But how do you do it? Number 1, these are the 4 documents you need. First of all, these documents should be ready with you. Your photo, not a big deal. A copy of your passport or your national ID card. It should be in English language. If your passport is not in English language, you have to translate it, okay? Sometimes it is possible that your passport is in Arabic or some other language. You need to translate it. Then a copy of your recent qualification. I use the word recent because you probably have done bachelor's or master's. So if you have done either bachelor's or master's, 1 degree is enough, master's. Give the last one. And that should also be in English language. If it is not in English language, you have to translate it. And the last one is experience letter. Experience letter, try to get a 3 years thing, okay? Try to get a 3 years thing. If your current job, your current position, you are not here for 3 years, you just joined it for maybe a year ago, then take one letter from the previous employer as well. Okay, so you can submit two experience letters, which together will make 3 years. This is important. What should be written there when you go to your employer? What should you tell them? They should write down, you know, of course, subject line experience letter, it is issued to ACCA or to be submitted to ACCA. And Mr. So and so has been working um, in our in accounting and finance department. That's all. Accounting and finance department. There is no need to mention the position, the role, the job description, nothing. Just simple 2 lines. Has been working in accounting and finance department since 1st January 2020, 1st January 2022, whatever it is. That's all. Your name, full name, accounting and finance department, and the beginning date. If this one experience certificate, it completes 3 years, or if it is 3 years or more, that is fine enough. If it is less than 3 years, then get a similar one from your previous employer. So these two experience letters, once you have these things, then you should go to ACCA global.com and you have to upload the documents. And while uploading the documents, you will also enter your credit card details, your email, your personal. I will show you. I will go to the ACCA website and I will literally show you how it should be done. But just a minute. Let me finish this slide. ACCA takes approximately 10 to 15 days to issue the student ID if all the documents are correct and are in place. So 10 to 15 days, they will give you that you are now a registered student for Diploma in IFRS exam. You have not actually here until here you have not booked the exam. You have only done the student registration, and they will give you your student ID, which is 47 42 35 3219. You get your student ID that I am an ACCA IFRS diploma student with ACCA, and you have to pay fee for that, which is, I think, 189 pounds or something. I will check it, the current fee structure, and I will show you. So you pay a certain fee here, which is called student registration fee, I think 189 pounds or something. Actually, previously it was 65 pounds and exam was 129. Let me check it now in a minute. I'll not take a lot of time. Let's put the numbers correct. So, because everybody is waiting for these numbers. Okay, so registration fee is 89 pounds, registration fee. And then after you are registered, then you have to book the exam, and exam has a separate fee of 168. And now, by the way, this is the maximum fee. In some countries, the fee is even less. So ACCA has this regional pricing thing, geographical pricing thing. So 89 pounds is for student registration. Okay. Then once you've done student registration, then you do exam booking. So you don't do exam booking now. Here you get here, and now you keep on preparing for yourself. And what happens that the time for exam booking comes, then you say, yeah, I'm ready. I'm going for December, or I will go for June. And then you have to pay the separate fee, which is 168 pounds. Okay. Now this is the maximum. In ACCA does have geographical pricing policy, which means that in some countries with lower income, they are decreasing this fee almost to, this one can become 45 pounds, and this one may become 139 pounds. Okay. So you should see how much they are offering you. It will depend on your location, the documents which you have presented, and so on. Now, when this process should begin? When this process should begin? See, the entire process should begin approximately 10 weeks before exam. Because let's suppose, now let's put some numbers so that you can picture things up in your mind. If you are planning to take exam in December 2025, let's suppose, then you should start your this document submission process in, before 15th of September. Before 15th of September or until 15th of September, you should submit your documents. Because then what will happen, they will take 10-15 days, and by the end of September, you will get your documents. You will get your student ID, end of September. Exam booking, generally the last date for exam booking, for December exam, the last date is 28th of October. 28th, 27th, something like this. Okay. So last week of October will be the exam booking end date. But you should not wait until 28th October, because ACCA has made these exams computer based. And because of computer based, like, you have to go to a center. So if you want to book your exam on 27th of October, there is a very, very, very big possibility that you will not find a place in your location. You are sitting in, I don't know, a country probably, or maybe in a city named, I don't know, let's give some neutral thing. Okay, you are sitting in Nepal. Okay, I don't know. I know that there is no person in this meeting from Nepal today. We are 57 people, but I didn't see anyone from Nepal today. So if you are going on 28th October, they say we don't have place. Now, either you go to India to take exam, or you go to some other country to take exam, because all the spots have already been booked. So I would suggest that if you have already obtained your student ID, and if you are ready for exam, then don't wait until 28th October. Book your exam, maybe somewhere in middle of October. And how can you do in middle of October or maybe early October? Because you already have completed your registration process. If your registration process is not finished, then you cannot book the exam. So that's why I said start this thing in the like 10 to 12, 10 to like approximately 10 weeks before that thing, so that you can book your time exam in time. Okay. Now, accaglobal.com. Now let me share another screen with you. This is another screen. Okay, this is accaglobal.com. What you should do, you should come here and say apply now. And once you say apply now, because I started this application process, so it shows me something like this. It says get started or resume application. I would say get started. Okay, maybe resume application. So I should write down my email here. The security code you should have. What happened that you will send them that send this security request security code. So they should send a security code to this email. I have one security code which I just got a little bit before this meeting. Let me check if it works. And I say retrieve application. So I'm starting application here. So this is my name. I was just actually typing this information a while ago, actually. So it remains there in their memory. So you come up here, then you say continue. You will add your name. You will add your email ID, and you would say continue. And then it will take you to the next stage, where you will have to add your, by the way, this is my details, 6th of June, 1971, and so on, mail and so on. You will add this thing, phone number. This is not correct. I don't have this number. So here you need to pick up the qualification. ACCA Foundation Diploma, or ACCA qualification, or DipIFR. You should say select this one, okay? So if you pick up here, this will be done. You are going for diploma, select qualification, and then you click continue. Then you do continue, and they will ask you to upload the documents. Okay, so you have to upload your documents, and then you say save and continue. And then they will ask you to put the credit card details. And once you add your credit card details, they will say your application process is complete, and they will not deduct any amount from your credit card immediately. So they have to take out that amount of 89 sterlings, 89 pounds sterling initial registration, but they don't take you they don't deduct the amount from credit card on the same day, because ACCA does not know whether you qualify or not. Maybe you do not have experience, maybe your qualification is not enough, so they don't take money from your card. They only store your card details on their portal. So as soon as they complete your document processing and they accept you as ACCA student in 10 days time, on that date, the amount will be deducted from your credit card. Okay. And once the amount is deducted, they will send you an email that congratulations, you are now an ACCA DipIFR student and your student ID is 84, 94, 78, whatever. And then you say, okay, I am done with the student registration thing. And now I'm focusing on exam preparation. Once I'm done with the exam preparation, I'll book the exam. Okay. So this is all about it. If you've got any questions, now it is time to take your questions. Okay, the first question, Yasser asked that, does this course, DipIFR course on Vertex, this is the course on Vertex, does this cover the entire syllabus? Yes, it covers the entire syllabus. It includes all the standards. By the way, uh, last June, we had this person, Imran Fruitwala. He was a global place winner from India. He was part of this group, the WhatsApp group in which you people are, and he actually still is in the group, Imran. This year, there is another student, I think his name is Faisal Hassan. He is also from India, and he took exam in December. So Imran took exam in June 2024, scoring 86%, which was global highest. In December 2026, Faisal Hassan, Mohammed Faisal or Faisal Hassan, I think Faisal Hassan was the name. And that boy scored 85 marks. I'm not sure if he got any position or not, but he got 85 marks he also received. He's also actually within the same WhatsApp group where most of you people are. Okay, now the course covers everything. Somebody else, another person asked that what should be the sequence? How should I pick up the standards? Which standards should I do first? Which I should do later? Please follow the sequence. You will come like, forget about this preview. Don't do this previews. These are the resources which you need to be doing. And then follow all of the standards like conceptual framework 18, IFRS 18. This is the new standard. Okay, there are 6 lessons for that. Please watch IFRS 16, 18 first, then 15, 16, and so on. So follow the sequence. Another question comes up here. If I already paid the registration fee, £89 to ACCA this year, and I'm not ready to, no problem. Your money with ACCA is there. £89, you can take exam this year, next year, maybe 2 years later. No problem. So your money is not lost. £89, which is student registration, it stays there. Somebody says, after the qualification of DIP-IFRS, is it possible to get job into consolidation? See, consolidation is not a separate job. Consolidation is just one activity which is done in the accounting department. So your question should be that, can I get a job into accounting department? I'm sure you are already working in accounting department. If you don't have working experience in accounting department, you cannot even take the DIP-IFR exam. So number one, you already are working in the accounting department. Yes, if you do DIP-IFR or if you are really very good in consolidation, then your manager will decide if they have some opening or if you are suitable or not. But definitely then you can say that I qualify for this thing. If you qualify for something, then it will be given to you or not. That's a different thing. But first thing is qualification. So will you be qualified to apply for that? The answer is yes, you will be qualified. Why ACCA have not included cash flow statement, although it is integral part of financial statement? Yeah, this is integral part, but it has historically never been included. So cash flow statement consolidation has never been part of DIP-IFR since 2007 when I started teaching. And that was actually very beginning of DIP-IFR because this qualification itself was introduced in 2005. It was never part of that. Why ACCA is not doing it? It is their policy. How can we have access to your videos? Take it from the Vertex Learning Solution. Is Vertex course different from your Udemy course? I do have a course on Udemy as well. Yes, that's true. They're quite similar in content. Vertex has slightly more content. I would say that Udemy has 85%, Vertex has 100%. Vertex has some additional thing like tutor support, WhatsApp group, quizzes, etc. I want to know about the CB software used in exam. I'm familiar with the Excel, but I say CB yeah, CB software, you have to, once you register with ACCA as a student, you will have access to ACCA platform and you can do practice on CB platform. It looks like Microsoft Excel or Word, but it is not Excel or Word. But it's primarily a spreadsheet and a typing software. Okay. So you need to do practice on the CB platform before you go to exam. That is very, very important. I should have mentioned earlier. It's important to do practice because if you're not familiar with that software and you go to exam, then what will happen that first 15 minutes you will struggle with understanding how does it work, and as the more time it is taking to become familiar, you are getting stressed out. Okay, you are going into a panic mode that, oh, I wasted my time. So it is important to become familiar with ACCA CB platform, and it is possible, it is not difficult, it is possible. Just log in there and do the practice test there. You have an option to go to their practice test, take it there. Okay. After passing DIP-IFR, we need to apply for exemption for FR. Yes, they will give you FR exemption. Okay, during the exam day, do you recommend for exam setting on remote site? I definitely do not recommend remote. Remote exam means that you are taking a computer-based exam from your home. Remote exam means taking exam from your home. I do not suggest it. Please take exam from within a center. Go to a center. You have to drive for 1 hour. Take 1 hour drive. Don't take exam from home. Every semester, not only in DIP-IFR, but in other ACC exams as well. We have so many complaints from home because they have got a proctor who is your invigilator, and every time they have problems. Number one, you have to make sure electricity, power, internet connection. Anything fails, your money is lost, your time is lost. So you become responsible for the infrastructure. Then they say you that, okay, maybe somebody opened the door and they say who came into the room, so show me the camera, show me the room, and I want to see who is what is. It's a lot of nuisance. So don't take exam from home. I don't suggest it. Do we get deprived IFRS templates we can use at work for IFRS reporting, for example, for leases? No, there are not any templates, you see, for IFRS. Templates, I don't understand because every time there's a different situation. You just need to know the knowledge and I mean the concepts, and then you have to apply. I've never seen templates are for financial statements, but not for IFRS standards. Okay. Whatever in LMS lecture videos and study material you provide is enough. Oh, it is more than enough. Somebody asked that the content which is given here on the LMS on Vertex, is it enough? It is actually more than enough. I think this much is not needed. I have given more than what is needed. I see DipIFR notes. Do I need to buy? You don't need to buy notes. Notes, no need to buy because all the notes are given in the standard. So you have this introduction to overview to IFRS. Below the video lecture notes are there. Every standard, every lecture video has got its own notes and they are free to use. You really do not need to buy. You only buy if you want to download and print. How much it will cost to avail the Vertex Learning Solution Access? I think price is something like 77 US dollars after discount. After discount, it is 77 US dollars. I can give you something different. For those people, please stay here. Write down one coupon. Those who want to buy, I want to give you something. This coupon is not active now, but I will ask them to make active. Okay, who asked me this discount thing, cost thing? John. John, in your name, John Paul Orisma. So John.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, John. Let me think about it. Okay, everyone who is sitting in this meeting today, you guys have invested quite a lot of time with me. So discount code should be Lucky John, and it will give you 50% discount. Okay, Lucky John as one word. I'm typing it here. It will not work now, but it will work in some time. Um, I will ask the team to make it. Let me show you. Let me write it down for others as well, those who want to. Because John asked this thing, I was not about to discuss the price thing here. I don't know, he asked it. So the discount code, I will ask the team to set like this, Lucky and John, so that everybody remembers John 50. This is the discount code, and it is only for this meeting. I will ask them to create this code in next 1 hour. After this meeting, you can buy this course, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I cannot find any authentic reference which shows the exemption of FR after taking. Yeah, I'm confirming there is the FR exemption is there. Uh, Go to practice. Somebody said I've paid for the exam, but I cannot see CB features on exam portal. Practice portal should be there. People who have taken your lifetime course, you have taken the lifetime course. What else do you want? You don't need anything else, my friend.